Hi, we are live tonight in the online classroom. And tonight we are going to start learning about the back and what the back represents, and also how to relax it and take some of the tension out of the back. So the back has a lot of different components to it, in that the lower back, especially, is what we're going to work with tonight, is one of the main fulcrums in the body. We bend forward from our lower back. Sometimes, you're moving side to side in the lower back, and the lower back energetically and emotionally hold tension about safety, security, and right now that is very real. People that tend to worry a lot or have instances like losing their job, being laid off, worrying about what's happening right now is very relevant for the low back, because energetically that's where that is held, and the muscles in the lower back will tighten up. So today, the whole idea is to get this to relax. If we don't work on the body physically, whether that be through yoga, stretching, people sometimes use miracle balls or yamana balls to open up the back, and you can do a lot of that by yourself. This is something you obviously need to do with a partner or someone living in your house. So today we're going to put some lotion on first. And the lotion, you can use any lotion. I would suggest using some olive oil or coconut oil. You can grab it out of your kitchen. It has a nice glide to it. It works better than just regular lotion on the body. And you're going to just put a little bit on your hands and put some lotion on the back. And then what you're going to do as the person applying the lotion is to just take a few deep breaths to calm your own body before we touch someone else's body. So just notice yourself, let your arms relax, let your hands relax. And then the person that you're working on, also ask them to take a deep breath. Because the whole idea behind removing tension out of the body is the beginning is the breath work. Breathing into the lower belly and breathing out. As they start to breathe, I would ask them to take some deep breaths and allow their tailbone to relax. The tailbone is oftentimes, if we're clenching, if we're stressed or worried or we've been working a lot, it will automatically, the muscles in the gluteal area will tighten up and cause tension, and even down the legs will start to cause tension in the back. So before we start, you tell your person, this is my son Davis, so I would tell him, Davis, just take some deep breaths. Notice your tailbone, let your tailbone relax, and also begin to let the legs relax. Because the legs, the lower legs, the calf muscles, when they're really tight, it will show up in the lower back because it's connected. So just be mindful before you begin anything to get their body to settle down. Let their hips begin to relax before you start. So we're going to start with what's called gun rolling on the back. And what it does is it starts to create blood flow, which is what we're looking for. When there's lack of blood flow, it can create pain because the muscles just get tighter and tighter. And so you'll do it on either side of the spine. So you'll see the spine do one side and then do the other. So I will show you on this side. It doesn't matter which side you start on. So the gun rolling looks like this. And you'll have to practice a little bit. It will feel funny the first time you do it. Try to relax your whole arm as much as possible and come all the way up over the shoulders and all the way back down. And even on the hips, I'm going to switch hands here, and over the hips. You can do the gun rolling. The idea is to get movement and blood flow into the muscle tissues. So you're going to go up 3 to 5 times on the back, and I can already see it starting to get red. You'll be able to see it a little bit. So you're going to do that side and then this side. both sides all the way up around the shoulders. If you have someone lying down, most people obviously don't have a massage table. I would suggest putting a pillow underneath the legs. That takes tension off, so the feet are just slightly up. And then somewhere, so their head, maybe a pillow under here so they can relax their neck down and still be able to breathe. That is important. Okay, then the next massage move we're going to do is called kneading. And you can use your thumbs. You're not putting a lot of pressure down into the body. There's pressure as you move the tissue this way. So it's kneading. Let me get the right angle there. There we go. So you can see we're going like this with the tissue. So think of it like if you've ever made a pie or you've seen a pie crust, you do this with your thumbs with the dough to make the pretty edges. And here, it's the same kind of movement. It's just bigger since we're on the body. So we go all the way up and up in the shoulders. If the muscles are really tight, you're not going to be able to move a lot of tissue. So just be patient. After you go up 3 or 4 times, you'll be able to move more tissue up the back. So once again, Davis has some tightness in his lower back, so it's not as easy to move. You're going to come all the way across to the hip, so I'm over here, but on this side, and then also come across this way, all the way down around the hip bone and across the waistline, just below the waistline. So you have your pelvis, your hip bone here, here, and the top part of the sacrum, which is the triangular bone at the bottom of our spine. So you're just going pretty much in a straight line with that kneading motion. Okay, and we can already see that it's getting red, which is what we're looking for. And the next one is called plucking. Plucking looks like this. I'm showing you, I'm exaggerating. So you're lightly picking up the tissue and almost flicking it, just like that. So it's a snap of the wrist. You're not pinching the tissue at all. You're just flicking it. And that's why it's called plucking. It's a very light movement that creates tissue or creates oxygen in the muscle, and it will get nice and red, as Davis's is starting to get. Okay, and after you do that, you're going to take your hand. I'm going to get a little more lotion. You want to be able to glide on the back easily. It doesn't feel good if you come and you go, and you stop and it pulls. So please put some lotion on so it feels good. And if you like medicated oil, like there's so many, Icy Hot, Tiger Balm. If you like essential oils, you can use a blend for pain mixed in with the coconut oil. So if you like medicated oils, feel free to use it at your leisure if that's something that you prefer. So the next one, I'm going to stand up just a little bit. You're going to come along the side of the spine, never put any pressure on the spine. You're just on the side, and you gently and come all the way up around the shoulder slowly. The idea is slow because we're slowing the body down. So this will create friction, which is good too. And this movement, which is slow, will slow the nervous system down and begin to relax the body. So this movement is slow, up and around. And you're going to do that 5 or 6 times on one side, and then you're going to move to the other side. And you start all the way down at the hip. So you'll find the hip bone, and that's where you start working the muscles at the back. And it's nice and slow, just like that. And the next one is a really nice stretch, especially for fascia. Fascia is a fibrous tissue that covers the muscle. Sometimes that can get very restricted, causing more pain. And how you're going to do it is your hands are like this and you're going to stretch apart. So you're actually creating a little traction and you're not pushing hard. You're pushing like towards that wall and towards that wall with a little pressure. Just like this, and you're going to go nice and slow. And what it does is it opens the spine. A lot of the reason why there's so much pain in the back is compression, gravity. If you've been sitting all day at a computer or standing all day, depending on what your job is, there's quite a bit of compression in the spine, which can cause, sometimes people will get nerve pain or muscle spasm. This is just a really nice movement to open that up. Please remember to go slow. Slow is best for relaxation. And you're going to do this like 4 or 5 times. It is in the PDF that I will give you. 4 or 5 times nice and slow, and then you're going to switch to the other side. And on the lower back, you're going to gently push over that hip bone. Just like that. And then the last one, we're going to actually stretch the lower back. So you're going to come at this angle. Your hands are on the hip bones. You have 2 hip bones on either hip, right on the gluteal muscles. And you're going to apply a little pressure towards the wall. So you're not pushing straight down. You're actually gliding towards the wall. So you'll have them take a deep breath. And on the out breath, you gently put a little more traction on that lower back. And take another breath. And on the out breath, and you can breathe with them. It actually helps to get your breath in sync when you work with someone. One more breath. Both of your bodies will relax more if you're breathing together. And that's the lower back stretch. There are quite a few. After you do that, I would suggest doing child's pose, which is a yoga pose. Just to loosen the back up. And you can also, one other thing I wanted to show you is the gun rolling that we learned in the beginning, which is this. You can also do on the gluteal muscles with this part, just gently moving the gluteal muscles to loosen that up. When they get tight, that's going to cause tension in the lower back. So you can gently move it this way to get those to relax. Because the more movement we can get in the spine, and the more we can get those muscles to have blood go back into them, you're going to have less pain in your back. And our bodies, if we ignore them for very long, they'll start to let you know, oh my gosh, my back hurts or my hip hurts. It's usually an indication that it's time to slow down. And or if you're by yourself, you can do this on some miracle balls, which is something you can Google. They have books and instructions on that if you're by yourself, because I have quite a few people I know that don't have someone in their house with them. So you always have an option either way. And if you're not part of my emotional anatomy group, please let me know and I will put you in the group. All the PDFs are in the emotional anatomy group. That's the easiest place for me to keep all the videos and the instructions for the body work that I'm teaching you. So next Friday night, same time, 6 p.m., we're going to be working on the feet. The feet in reflexology have all the points of the back, the organs, the head, the lungs. So we're going to I will show you a little map of what it looks like, and then a really gentle foot massage that you can do on yourself and or the people that you're with. So thank you for joining me tonight. Please message me if you have any questions and I will get right back to you tonight. Thank you.